They are ancient icons at the centre of a modern struggle. 2,500 years ago, the sculptures, once brightly painted, adorned the Parthenon in Athens. But for 200 years, the gods and heroes of classical Greece have been in London, acquired by a British aristocrat, Lord Elgin, when Greece was under Ottoman rule. The sculptures are a window on mankind at the dawn of civilization. Every carving tells a story about the origins of Western society and thought. But for Greece, the sheer fact that they're here in London instead of Athens is a source of national frustration. Next to the museum, this British committee of experts is campaigning to return the sculptures to Greece. They say it's the moral thing to do.
What we call slabs in London were actually part of blocks that Lord Elgin got his stonemasons to saw off. So they were untimely ripped from this building. And they belong back there.
The disputes ignited a global debate about whether all artefacts should be returned, like the Rosetta Stone, also in the British Museum, that Egypt wants back. Cairo's also demanding the bust of Nefertiti, currently in Berlin. Many of the items in the world's most famous museums were excavated long ago and simply carted home. Some were bought, others plundered. This is the priceless Koh-i-Noor diamond, a spoil of Britain's conquest of India, and now the jewel in the crown of the British monarchy. Despite pressure from India, it's almost inconceivable that it will ever be returned. And scenes like this, the destruction of ancient artifacts by ISIL, have given some museums greater cause to hold on to their collections. This was Cairo Museum during the Egyptian uprising 5 years ago. Display cases smashed, priceless artifacts looted. The British Museum argues that it's the safest place to house the world's artifacts, offering free access to millions of visitors every year. But it's feared that by returning the marbles, it could spark tit-for-tat similar returns, emptying the world's great museums of all of their artifacts. But for Greece and other nations seeking the return of their antiquities, the British Museum is simply hoarding the world's treasure. Neave, Al Jazeera, London.